Okay. I filmed a lot of videos about places that are horrible for my autistic brain. And I've managed to put off talking about this place. This is the worst place for my autistic brain. Oh, I'm dreading talking about it. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I couldn't even really practice because every time I tried to practice for this video, I just felt nauseous and my nose kept itching. A few people have mentioned this place in the comments. It's starting to come up more, and I realized enough was enough. I need to man up. I need to knock this one out, and I need to do it, and I need to film it. And I just realized that I need to film this with a little bit of bourbon. If you'll excuse me. Wow, I'm not gonna lie. That is a hefty pour. That is a serious glass of bourbon. I did not intentionally mean to pour that much, but this might be necessary to get me through this. So, what is the worst place for my autistic brain? The worst place for my autistic brain is oh, that's nice. What was I talking about? The worst place, the absolute worst place for my autistic brain, weddings. I hate going to weddings. I absolutely hate them. I have never had a wedding of my own. I have been married to my wife. Oh, that's embarrassing. I've been married to my wife for over a decade, and we did not have a formal wedding because not only are weddings the worst place for my autistic brain, but I also think they're one of the stupidest things ever. What a waste of money, and a lot of money, and what a waste of time. So much stress and anxiety goes into planning something for one day, and then it's basically forgotten. And you're $20, $30, or $40, or $50,000 poor. So no weddings for us. And instead, we are going to do a 8-month traveling excursion, which would basically cost the same amount as a wedding would. How you like that? Now you're like, wow, that's such a good idea. Yeah, it's a good one. I don't have many great ideas, but that's a great one. I hate weddings for a lot of reasons. I'm going to start with the noises. Weddings have so many horrible noises. To start with, it's very important that during weddings, we do as many toasts as possible. And it seems like every time we need to do a toast, we have to take our little spoon or a little fork and we need to clang that. We need to clang it in our champagne glass. Cling, cling. And it doesn't happen just once or twice. It happens all the time. And if that's not bad enough, here's another way that we can come up with a reason to clang our spoons or our forks inside the champagne glass. We want the bride and groom to kiss. You know what? How can we make them kiss? I have a brilliant idea. Let's make noise. Let's make horrible noise with a spoon and a champagne glass. Let's do that. And whoever came up with that idea, I think we should take 400 bottles of champagne and smash them individually over that person's face. But that goes on throughout the entire celebration. It's just ding, 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 constantly. Oh, let's see if we can get them to kiss. We have so much power. We have absolute power. Cling, cling, cling. So I have to deal with that. And then there's the noise of just a constant chatter. People laughing, which is fine. People need to laugh. People need to laugh more. But just so much different laughing. So many different tones with the laughing. There's always that one lady whose laugh is just, it's so shrill. It just, oh, it's like your whole body is being electrocuted. Every time you hear it. And then the sheer volume of the laughter. And then people talking a lot. And sometimes people get really excited and they talk louder. And then when there's alcohol involved, some people, they struggle with that. I don't know. I think alcohol with certain people disrupts their hearing and brain connection. So they think that they need to talk louder. And they do. Some of them really loud, even at the same table. And that bothers me a lot. There's also the noises of the DJ and the music, which, oh my goodness, can get really loud. I've been to a lot of weddings and all of them loud music. Let's dance. I can't even feel my face when that happens. So that's horrible, having to deal with the noise. But then the next thing about weddings that makes it so unbearably horrible is everybody and their uncle is there. And that's frustrating because two things happen. If it's like a family thing and you're part of that family, then people within the family that you've never really seen before or don't see very often, they're going to see you and all they're going to want to do is talk. And man, it's just so much talking. I haven't seen you. You're so much taller. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? And none of it is interesting. None of it. Okay, fine. We can do that for 15 or 20 minutes, but hours and hours. The other thing is you're at a wedding, maybe you're a guest of a wedding, and you don't know very many people there. And in some cases, that could be even worse because everybody's introducing themselves to you. Oh my God, who's your date? Oh, Johnny, now so nice to meet you. I'm Susie. This is well. So how do you know the groom? How do you know the bride? How do you know? Oh, and it's the same thing over and over with everybody, and that sucks. The other thing is when you get a lot of people in there, there's always physical contact, and I've experienced this with both family weddings and weddings where I was not part of the family. And there's just so much physical contact. I don't like hugs really at all. I can tolerate them from a few people, and I really have to be in the right frame of mind. I do not like sporadic hugs. We don't need to do that ever. But at a wedding, man, everyone wants to hug. Everyone is hugging. There's so much hugging. I get tired. My abs, they get sore. My arms from reaching around and wrapping around, they get tired. So many handshakes. It's just, and there's a lot of shoulder pats. There's a lot of, it's just constant. It's everywhere. And I don't like it. It makes me tense. I start to sweat in my armpits, in my knee pits, and in my butt. The other thing I don't particularly like about weddings is I think that the ceremonies are boring. And I know this is a little bit of a nitpicky one. Maybe some people really like going to the weddings, but oh my gosh. A lot of them are held in churches and the pews are so uncomfortable. Oh, they make my butt tired. And you just have to sit there and listen to this drone on and on and on. It's not very exciting. The music isn't particularly very good. And I also get confused because I don't know sometimes whether I'm supposed to stand up or sit down, whether I'm supposed to say something, where I'm supposed to look, don't look too much. Everyone's always craning. In the pews, they're always craning to see, when the bride's coming out, who's coming out, who's coming. They're turning around, and even though they're looking at the bride or the groom, they're still looking at me too. Don't look at me. I'm struggling. Just don't do that. Let's turn back around and I'll kill you when people start coming in. I think they play music when people start coming in. That's how it works. So, Jesus. Weddings are particularly stressful because the venues are unknown. And unknowns for autistics, no. We don't really like unknowns. And when I say unknowns, there's so many unknowns. When you go into the venue space, you don't know where you're sitting. That's a catastrophic disruption. Because for me, if I'm with Debbie, I know that I'm going to sit next to Debbie, but that could really be all I know. I don't know who else is going to be at that table. Who's going to sit next to me? Who's going to be sitting across from me? That could be a game changer. Because if Auntie Susie Chitty Chatty Box is the one sitting across from me, it's not going to go well. It's not going to work out in my favor. I will struggle immensely because I will have to pretend to be interested constantly in what Auntie Susie is saying. And I'm not interested at all. I could care less. And to be perfectly honest with you, Aunt Susie is not the easiest person to look at because one of her eyes is a little bit lower than the other. And she has a gigantic mole on the side of her face and a little bit too much facial hair, to be honest with you, and it's distracting. So I don't particularly enjoy looking at Auntie Susie, and I sure as shit don't want to listen to all the dumb stuff that she's talking to me about and have to respond to it. So sorry, Auntie Susie. I'll drink on that one. The other things are, I don't know where the bathrooms are, and I don't even like the bathrooms. And I'm going to talk more about the bathrooms because that's a struggle. I don't know where things are. And I don't know how it's going to be organized. I don't know what the temperature is going to be. That also can be pretty uncomfortable. If it's too warm, going back to the sweating problem. You know where I sweat. We don't need that. We don't want that. So let me talk a little bit about the bathrooms because this, oh my God, I feel stressed just thinking about it. I don't like public bathrooms. I really don't like any bathrooms except the bathroom in my apartment and the bathroom in my office. Those are controlled. I know where they are. I feel good. I feel safe. I don't feel rushed or pressured. They smell nice. They look nice. Those bathrooms are nice. Nice. So nice is nice. It really works well. It just rolls off. It's nice. It is nice. It's nice. Anyway, I was at a wedding. This has happened to me a few times, but it happened to me once at a wedding. I will never forget it. I had to go to the bathroom, and it was like climbing Mount Everest to get to the bathroom. Not because it was elevated or high, it was because it was a struggle to find the bathroom. And I suppressed the urge for 3 or 4 panic attacks, but I did manage to find it. When I got it, there was a little bit of a line that I had to wait at. Oh, that sucked. I hate waiting in lines because people are going to try talking to you. Don't talk to me when I'm waiting in line to go to the bathroom. All I can think about is my bathroom. I don't even know what the bathroom's going to look like in there. What is it going to smell like? The person in front of me is, you're a huge factor on how this experience is going to go for me. And I don't know if they ate like bean enchiladas before the wedding. I don't know what is going on with that particular situation. But anyway, I finally get into the bathroom. And by the time I get in there, the line's cleared. There's nobody there. So I'm actually thinking this is pretty good. This might be okay. I get into the bathroom and I start peeing. And as I'm peeing, the handle on the door clangs. I lost my shit. And while I was originally peeing in the toilet, very accurately in the middle, that with the door scared the shit out of me to the point where I lost control and I started pissing all over the toilet. So that was horrible because I know that there's somebody coming in after me. I toilet papered it up and cleaned it all up, but it was awful. And I left the bathroom, and I think the bathroom was cleaner after I left than before I went in. So you're welcome, whoever went in after me. You're welcome for that. Not many people will do that, but I did. No one even said thank you. Not one person thanked me for cleaning that bathroom. Thank you. Thank me. Okay, so I know you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of stuff. There can't possibly be anything more. Oh, but wait, there is. There is more. And for those of you who are autistic, you know. You're dreading it. For those of you who have made it this far, high five. This is not easy for us. Clothes. I like looking nice. I like fashion. I like smelling good. I like it when other people look good. One of my favorite places to people watch is London because Londoners look amazing. They dress so well and so elegant. Layers. It's just, they're immaculate. Paris is right up there too. Parisians also just really on top of things with fashion. I really like that. What I don't particularly like is having to suit up. Suiting up is highly uncomfortable for me, especially when we're involving a tie. It's always too tight. It chokes me. It's always choking. It's just level of, it's like Darth Vader is just kind of toying with me throughout the entire wedding. He's like, but not a lot, just a little bit. And I don't like that. I don't really like the button downs. I always feel too hot. When I first put the suit on and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh dude, you look good. I'm really proud of you for looking this good. 15 minutes later, all I can think about is taking the suit off. And the whole wedding experience, I just itch. I don't like it. I don't want to wear any of this stuff. I just want to rip my tie off. I want to rip it off. So you can see there's a long list of things that are absolutely horrible about going to weddings. But before all of this stuff happened to me, I was already worried before I even got to the wedding. Because I'm really worried about showing up to places on time. Punctuality is extremely important to me. But I don't know when to show up to a wedding. Do you show up early? Not too early. I don't want to show up too early because that means I'm going to have to engage in a little bit extra chit chat. No psycho. So I want to push it back as late as possible, but you can't be late to a wedding. That's rude. And I don't want to be rude. No Rudy Rudikers here. So that's challenging for me. And then of course I'm worried about the food. What kind of food is going to be there? I'm worried about what kind of gift I'm supposed to give because I don't know what I'm supposed to gift people. Sometimes I don't know what you want, who these people are, and I don't want to be that person who gives the crappy toaster or whatever. I don't know. That's stressful for me. Money? How much? I don't know how much money to give them. They didn't give me any money. So even before I get to the wedding, I'm already stressed and I'm already worried about it. Dancing. Oh, why? By the time the DJ comes out, it's taking every ounce of strength for me not to fart or throw up. And somebody somewhere is going to want me to dance. And I can barely stand up at this point. And I don't want to dance in front of people under any circumstance ever, because I don't like that. I'll dance by myself. There's a few times where I wanted to practice dancing to get better, and I used to dance in front of a mirror, and then I could see myself dancing in front of the mirror, and I realized that I'm a horrible dancer. So I decided not to dance in front of a mirror anymore. But I still dance by myself sometimes because I just like it. It feels good. But in a venue with a bunch of people, why? No, I'll pass. For all my autistic buddies out there who have experienced the hell that is a wedding, this one's for you. Cheers to you for making it through. You know what? I'm gonna give another toast to myself for making it through this video. Here's to myself. Is there any other places that are worse for your autistic brain than weddings? If so, I have to hear it. Drop it in the comment section below so I can gain some perspective. And who knows, maybe in one of these future videos, I'll be toasting you. Cheers. I want to give you a visual representation of how I feel when I go to the weddings, because I think it's important to have that visual representation. You heard me talk, but you need to see it. So, that's how I feel. You must have just got back from a wedding. Let me bring you to your friends and you can just relax. Would you like some cognac?